Morning, gang. Thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. Have we got a microphone? Yeah, Anton, we're all good. Really pleased to be joined by Esme. Anton, we'll begin with you.
Hello, it's nice to see you.
Hello.
Have you got over the other night yet?
Not quite. The sleep is still a little hard to come by because I'm just still so excited by all of the chaos and the drama. It was a really fun evening in the end, although a little bit stressful at the time. But yeah, a lot of fun. Vibes are good.
Talk me through the roller coaster of emotions, because initially you were on the bench not being able to help, then you were on the pitch being able to help, and then you weren't being able to help during the penalties.
Yeah, I was really excited to be able to come on and just kind of had the mindset with Mido and Mish that we had nothing to lose, just try and make an impact. And then obviously not long after that, Chloe came on and served up 2 brilliant crosses for us to come back. So that was just such a thrill. And then you've got the adrenaline going, and when extra time comes, you know, you've got another 30 minutes of football, so you've kind of got to re-regulate and bring yourself back down level so you can just focus and carry out your role as best as you can for extra time. And we managed to sort of battle through that and hang on even with people going down and stuff. So we just fought through it, and then obviously penalties came, and that was just ridiculous really, to sum it up in one word, but obviously it ended well.
Talk me through your own sort of personal feelings, because obviously you missed the Euros through injury, you went to the World Cup but were a substitute. How did it feel to make your tournament debut? We saw your family stepping up and chatting for you as well at the same time. You must have been feeling everything.
Yeah, it was really, really special, and apparently my mum was sobbing when I came on, bless her. It doesn't take much to set her off watching the football, to be honest, and I think she was crying as well after we won on penalties, so a lot of tears were shed. But yeah, I was just really excited to get the opportunity. I've been working hard throughout the tournament just to stay prepared if I was called upon, and so I felt really ready when that happened, to be able to make an impact and make a good contribution to the team. So I was really excited, and then obviously being able to turn it around and get the win in the end was such a joyous moment.
And how sort of locked in are you to try to make an impact in the semi-final coming up as well?
Yeah, just having the same mindset as I had from the very start of the tournament, just training to the highest level that I possibly can do, making sure I'm prepared, knowing the role of the defenders in the team, and if I'm called upon, then I'll be ready.
Thanks.
Hi, Esme. Can you just give us a bit more of an insight into the aftermath of that win? It was such a crazy, chaotic win. How do you even begin to wind down from something like that? How do you recover? What time did you go to bed? Can you just tell us sort of how it unfolded?
Yeah, went to bed quite late, to be fair. It's just so hard to switch off, especially when it's been such a game of roller coaster emotions. Your heart's just pounding and you keep replaying moments. There was a lot of just laughing about things that happen within the game, in the change room and stuff afterwards, and then on the coach journey home. And a few of us got together to watch that night's Love Island episode on catch up to try and tire us out before we went to bed. So that's how we wound down.
Your phone must have just blown up after that, not just people congratulating you on making your major tournament debut, but were most of the messages also asking what was in the note?
Yeah, to be honest, it was a lot of that. It was like, congrats getting onto the pitch, well done, wow, that was crazy, please don't do that again. And then a lot of it asking what was in this famous note to Lucy and Leah.
And what did you say?
Well, I didn't actually read the note myself. I was just told all of the information when I was on the side. So then I presumed that it would just be that in the note. So I just asked Serena who I should give it to, and she told me Lucy. So ran over, Lucy read it, and then I took it to Leah, and I think she just put it in her sock. But I think it was just the formation we were going to be honest.
At any point in that game, did you think we're going out here?
There was a moment at the end of the first half where I thought, I've not packed anything. And I was like, my wardrobes are full right now, and I have not got anything in my suitcases ready. But I really had a sense throughout the game, even when we were down, that it wasn't our time to go. I think sometimes you just have a sense of calm, which you can't explain why it's there, but just a belief really that we're not going to let this happen. And so, yeah, I always had faith that we were going to be able to turn it round, and thankfully that happened.
And just finally from me, what does it say about the character of this group, but also the substitutes, the finishers, that you were able to stay in this game and turn it around in the way that you did?
Yeah, on the bench, we're always encouraging each other to kind of spread belief to those who are on the pitch, but also to stay ready and make an impact. And that was what we spoke about when all of us sat down on the bench for the second half. It was just be ready to come on and change the game. And all of us were. Obviously, Michelle made a huge impact getting that second goal. Chloe with 2 incredible crosses. Mido worked her socks off, having to play in an unfamiliar position in midfield. And Grace put in an incredible shift when she came on too. So really proud of everyone, but we've just got such amazing character and grit and determination within the group that we're never beaten, and that really showed the other night.
Hi Esme, I thought you played really well the other day when you came on. I just wonder, you mentioned to Anton about being ready to be a starter. Did that performance, that sort of cameo performance from you, give you extra confidence, maybe extra drive to push to be a starting player in this England team?
Yeah, I think every day you show up at training, you're always pushing to be a starting player. Obviously, those decisions don't lie with us, and I'm always content knowing that I've given absolutely everything to be in the best position to make an impact and just do whatever role I have to the best of my ability. So my mindset doesn't change at all. I'm going to prepare in exactly the same way, and obviously being able to play the other night was such an amazing feeling and has given me a confidence to perform should I be called upon again. But obviously that's not my decision. I'm just going to make sure I'm ready for whatever my role is.
Yeah, and Chloe Kelly was obviously another player who came on and did really well. How important is she to this England team?
Yeah, she's an incredible player. She's been training amazingly the last few days, scoring lots of goals. So she was high on confidence coming into that game. And she seems to thrive on these moments when the team needs her to pull a performance out of the bag. And she was just incredible when she came on, just getting in great positions in the wide areas. And Chloe's a brilliant crosser of the ball. So when you saw her cut in, I just knew she was going to land it on someone's head. And thankfully, people were there ready to finish it off. And obviously, she had a decisive penalty as well. And under that pressure, there's no one I would rather have in that position. She's so reliable and just so composed and calm. And she said afterwards that she made eye contact with the goalkeeper, and the keeper was like smirking at her. So she just started laughing. And I just think the composure in that moment to just be so free and at ease and confident to be able to laugh just shows what a brilliant player she is for stepping up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Em. Can we go to Rob at Sky News, please? If we can get the mic back there. Thank you.
Hi, I was just wondering, have you watched the game back, the penalties back as a group yet?
Not as a group, no. I think I've seen little clips sort of on my own, and I think a lot of the girls have too, but we've not reviewed that as a whole. We've reviewed the game and the things that happened in the 120 minutes, but as for the penalties, we all know individually what lessons we can take from that.
I suppose it's better watching back when you know the outcome.
Yeah, exactly. Much less stress the second time around.
And this is a 6th semi-final in a row for England. It is a really unprecedented period of domination. Is that something you reflect on? And, for the country to really know that it wasn't always like this for any England team?
Yeah, well, it's funny speaking to Lucy Bronze and Alex Greenwood about it because they've been part of so many tournaments. I think Alex has been part of the tournament since that run began. Lucy did one before, I think. So it's amazing speaking to them about the journey and the change in the things that we have at our base camp, for example. And it's really special knowing how far the game's come. And a big source of pride that England have consistently got to the latter stages of these tournaments. Every tournament's had a different journey. Obviously, ours didn't start so well, but we've had 3 must-win games that we've come through now. So it's really exciting. And it's a lot of fun for the fans back home, being able to see us get to these crucial moments of tournaments.
And is there one thing Serena has said either on the night or yesterday when you've all had a bit of time to relax, one message that she said that makes you reflect on what incredible last sort of 24 hours or so it's been?
Just proud of the togetherness of the fight that we showed, that we were never beaten. We kept pushing and pushing until the very end and fought. And it's just the depth that we have in the squad for everyone to be ready to step up when they're called upon is such an incredible thing for us to be able to fall on through this tournament. And it showed multiple times throughout the games we've had. So that's something we're going to continue to rely on as we go forward.
Thanks and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. We'll go to Tara. Thanks.
Hey Esme, obviously that game was really physical, and everyone got quite battered and bruised. I just want to know how kind of yesterday looked and what the recovery was like and how everyone was kind of doing, really.
Yeah, everyone who played significant minutes had a recovery day to be able to just sort of reset, get moving again. The finishers went to train, had a really intense session. But yeah, it's just a case of getting off feet, bringing yourself back down to earth, even mentally, just to have a chilled day to reset after all of the excitement of the night before. And then same again today, just everyone being able to relax, switch off a little bit, ready to then turn our full focus to the Italy game and be ready to go with full energy into that.
Thanks, Jamie.
Hi, Esme. Am I right in saying that you introduced the snaps and the clicks to the...
I didn't. It was a bench thing. I think it was Maya and Aggie who did it. We were all sort of chit-chatting on the bench and then they started doing it. It's something that I came across first when I went to America because I was sort of introduced to the team in an analysis session and they asked me to say a few words. So I was sort of saying how excited I was to be there and be part of it and everything. And everyone just started going like, as I was speaking, and I was thinking, what on earth are they doing? But apparently it was like a replacement for clapping, so then sort of cottoned onto it. So then, yeah, when Aggie and Mayo started doing it, it really resonated with me. I was like, I know what this is now. So then we all just started doing it on the bench as just like positivity, celebrating good things that happen. When people come off after putting a good shift in, it's like snaps for whoever's coming off and snaps for whoever's going on as well. So it's turned into a nice little celebration for everyone on the team.
Can I ask you about Alex as well? I know you had a club connection, but what was she like against Sweden? Because she starts with Leah and Jess alongside her, but then finishes with you and Neve. How was she communicating with you all in the defence there?
Alex is brilliant. She's such a great leader, such an intelligent football player, knows what is required from every single position on the pitch. So she's such a reliable player and someone that we can all look to sort of bring an air of calm and maturity in those stressful moments. And some of her passes in behind were just brilliant. The other day I kept shouting to her, what a pass, Al. She was just pinging them left and right across the pitch and obviously had a role in setting up both of our goals that we got towards the end of normal time. So she's such a reliable presence for us there.
Thanks, Jamie. There are still a lot of hands, so we'll keep it to one question from here on in. Theo, we'll go to you.
Hi, Esme. I believe you're maybe the only player with a teammate on the Italian team, although I was kind of curious to know, I know Sophia hasn't been to DC yet. So have you two had a chance to meet each other kind of virtually, and what is your communication with your Spirit teammates like?
Yeah, no, we haven't spoken at all so far. Obviously, we just found out that she'd be signing and joining the team after the Euros. So when that's the situation, people tend to sort of just be left alone to focus on their international commitments. But I'll probably say hi to her after the match. And I have been supporting her through the tournament and willing her to do well, given that she's my new teammate. The other night, some of the girls had friends on the Norway team, but I was supporting Italy because Sophia was playing for them, even though I don't know her yet. But obviously I'm definitely not supporting her this next game.
Cheers.
Thanks. Jessie?
You joked on Instagram that the note you passed to Lucy said, save us, goat. How important is Lucy to this England team?
I don't think it can really be put into words. She is such an incredible leader in this team. We are all inspired by her mentality. She's a freak, really, in that she just has so much passion, energy, fight, and she infects everyone else with it. That note might as well have said that because that's apparently what she read on it, because she just sort of put her shoulders back and played like, I am not letting us go home. She's just incredible how she was taping herself up and then whipped it off to take her penalty. She's hilarious, but she's just brilliant and we all love her and are very grateful that we get to play alongside her.
Thanks, Flo.
Hi, Esme. Just to follow up on Jamie's question, when you guys are training and so many players are, especially in the back line, switching position, you've played when you were at City and at Spirit, in a number of different roles as well. So when you're training, how much are all that back line playing in different positions in order to then be able to adapt in game?
It's mostly just things we've all done throughout our career. Ahead of games, we mostly prepare with the team that's going to play, so everyone's ready to see the patterns that they're going to hopefully see in a game. But we're all prepared and tuned into what everyone's roles are across the back line, and it's important to know what the positions around you have required of them so that you can step in whenever needed, and also to be able to communicate what you need from the players around you. So although we might not practice in different positions, everyone's attuned to what each position requires of them and knows the game plan.
Thanks. Kit.
Hi, Esme. You finished a Sweden game playing in the captain's position, and of course, at this stage, we're not 100% sure of Leah's fitness for Tuesday. How are you preparing mentally to potentially play in that position from the start on Tuesday?
We're very optimistic that Leah will be available. She seemed in very high spirits this morning, and I want what's best for the team, and that's absolutely having our captain on the pitch for us. So I'm the same as every single game, be prepared to play if I'm needed. I'll know the role, and just be absolutely ready, train at a high level over the next few days. But we're very optimistic that Leah will be fine.
Thanks.
Thanks. Catherine.
Hi, Esme. One of the obviously key players in the quarter-final was Michelle Aguiman coming off the bench and scoring, and she's had these two kind of standout moments, and we've not actually seen much of her in England shirt, but I just kind of wondered what she liked to train with, play against, and what she kind of like as a character.
I love Mish. She is such a wonderful human being. She's so intelligent, really soft-spoken and quite shy until you get to know her, but she's hilarious when she comes out of her shell, and I'm so proud of the impact she's been able to make. When we finished the game the other night, I just said, Mish, you are clutch, because that's twice now she's stepped up in pressure situations and just come off the bench and made an incredible impact. And yeah, she's someone that we know we can turn to in stressful moments to be a presence, holding the ball up, linking play, making runs in behind. She's a really hard worker and has an incredible sense for the positioning she should take up in the box to get on the end and finish chances.
Thanks. Can we go to Rachel? Thank you.
Esme, even Serena the other day was telling us about sort of the role that luck had to play the other night, and I'm just wondering if there's anyone in camp who's the most superstitious. Is there anyone who's, wearing the same socks the entire time, or who's the most superstitious person on the team?
I don't know, to be honest. I feel like in tournaments you can sort of latch on to random things. Like for the Holland game, I forgot to wear my necklace, and obviously we absolutely battered them, and I'd worn it for the France game, which wasn't so good, so I've not been wearing my necklace to games since. So you try to sort of do random things that you think might contribute when it gets to tournament football, but I don't know about anyone else. That's just mine.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Joe.
Hi, Esme. I just wanted to ask you about Hannah. Obviously, it's an important tournament for her first as England's number one. How do you feel she's dealt with that pressure, and what is it like playing in front of her?
Brilliantly. I love playing in front of Han. She's so reliable, an incredible shot stopper, unbelievable with her feet. The moment that sticks out most is the pass she played in behind for Alessia in the Holland game. Me and Jess Park were out of our seats the minute it left her boot, because we were just like, wow, pass of the tournament. It was incredible. But I'm really proud of how she's handled the noise, the pressure of taking the England number one shirt for the first time in a major tournament. And I think she's been brilliant and made a couple of incredible saves in the shootout to take us through.
Thanks. Adrian.
Hi. Well done the other night. I thought you played really well when you came on.
Thank you.
Can I ask you about the narrative around the shootout? You may not know because you're here, but maybe there's a discussion, or possibly on socials or back home, about whether it was a terrible penalty shootout, whether it was brilliant goalkeeping. Can I ask you what your view of that is? Also, is there a plan to practice penalties?
I think both keepers made a few incredible saves apiece in that shootout. The word I would just use is ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it before. And I was thinking, goodness me, what is going on? But thankfully, obviously, it turned in our favour. We practiced penalties a lot in the lead up to the tournament. Maybe it was just one of those crazy days, something in the air that happened, but I'm sure we'll continue to practice and make sure we're prepared should that situation arise again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adrian. We'll take three more. Tom, Kat, and Tom from the Mirror. We'll go to Tom at The Guardian, please.
Thanks, Esme. Well played. You came on alongside Michelle Aguiman, and I just wondered if you could talk a bit about that performance from her, that, you know, such an important goal, but I'm also wondering, what was she like when you were preparing to come on together? Did she seem fazed by it? Like, it didn't seem like it, but she's only 19. Like, what was she like?
No, Mish just takes absolutely everything in her stride. She's just so chilled, positive all the time and ready to take her opportunity. She's such a hard worker in training, and so you know that in those moments she's absolutely ready to come on and make an impact, which is exactly what she did, just getting in great positions around the box. She was always available to receive forward passes from people deeper on the pitch, and she worked incredibly hard out of possession, pressing, tracking back, making tackles, which allowed us to then go on to the counter-attack. So she was fantastic, and I'm really, really proud of her, because at 19 years old, to come in 2 sub-appearances and score goals in both of those. Obviously, she came on as well in the France game and made a great impact there too, being involved in the set piece where Kira scored. So she's proven all times that she's come on that she's ready to go and make an impact when we can need it.
Thank you. Thanks, Tom. Kat.
Hi, Esme. Well played again the other night. You had half an hour playing next to Leah before she had to go off. Given it was your tournament debut, what kind of advice was she giving to you as it was happening? And has she sort of said anything about it since?
Just normal communication between centre-backs on the pitch. Like, when I came on, obviously I was just showing her the notes, so there wasn't really much time for anything else because I was just letting her read whatever was on it. But then it's just through the game, you're talking one another through it, encouraging to kind of lock on to the centre-forward when we're in possession to try and kill off any counter-attack. And we have really good communication across all the members in the back line, and we know what's required of each other. We know each other's tendencies, so it's really just talking each other through the game and then encouraging and celebrating when people make good defensive actions.
Thank you.
Thanks. Final question, Tom from the Daily Mirror.
Hi, Esme. You talked a bit about the finishers sort of spurring on the starting players. Just want to ask about the messages and the support you kind of got from the 6 players who made way during the Sweden game when they were sort of sat on the bench and you were playing extra time penalties.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Sorry, yeah, just the message you got from the 6 players who went off against Sweden, what they were doing to support you from the touchline, extra time and penalties.
Yeah, everyone has the same role when you're starting on the bench, starting on the pitch, coming off, is just to encourage and send good energy to everyone else, and anything that they see from the side is welcome information to receive when you're on the pitch too. So it's just positive. When I came onto the pitch, all the girls coming off were like, come on, Ez, let's go. And that's exactly it. It's just spreading one last moment of positive energy before that player takes the field, and then encouraging from the sidelines. And they were all out of the bench each time we scored and spreading that energy to those of us on the pitch as well. When it came to the breaks in extra time and before penalty shootout, it was just full encouragement and support. And so it's amazing when you're on the pitch to have that backing of your teammates and just make you feel a few feet taller.
Thank you.
Super. Thanks so much, Esme. Thanks to you all. Have a good Saturday afternoons. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you.